Hello and welcome to Ingression. I'm your lovable, enlightened instructor, Incredible Hulk, aka Colin Williams. In today's episode, we're going to be covering Fielding 101, the very basics of fielding. This is really for probably newer-ish players. If you're above level 11, you probably aren't going to get as much out of this. There might be a trick or a tip that you'll get, but this is really for teaching people who maybe started playing and you don't really know fielding well, or maybe you just barely hit level 8, and you can still field better and actually can get more points and help you get the linker badge, the connector badges, and also the mind controller badges to become a better fielder. So first of all, linking. That's necessary to fielding. What is linking if you don't know? That is where you connect two portals together with a link. Hence why it's called linking. In order to be able to do that, both portals have to have all 8 resonator slots filled up, and they have to be your faction. You can't link this up to another person's portal if they're an opposite faction. You don't have to own the portal, but you do have to have a key for it. So if you're standing at Portal 1 and you want to link to Portal 2, you have to have a key for Portal 2. They both have to be fully deployed. And then lastly, there can't be any links in between that would block that link. It doesn't matter if it's the same team. If there's a link going up and down here, you can't link Portal 1 to Portal 2. No matter how hard you try it, the game will not let you do it whatsoever. There's also a thing where you can only link out of a portal a maximum of 8 links, which can also prevent you from linking. Usually if you're new, you probably haven't hit the 8 link maximum, but no, maximum of 8 going out. Unlimited number of links can go into a portal though. So you can get 100 keys for one portal and link 100 different portals into that portal, and you're going to be completely fine. So once you link 2 together, then you want to link a third to both of those 2, and that will create a field. It's a triangle. It's when you link 3 together, and then everything in that area will get this shade of whatever your team's color is. It'll either have this green haze or a blue haze on top of it, and then you get a field. You get a lot of points. It's going to be a little over 1,500 points for creating that field for action points, and then you also get something called mind units, which is where you're actually controlling the minds of the people in there, and you're making sure that they follow the ethos of your faction, whichever side you're currently on. So the reason that we want to make sure that we're fielding correctly is a few different things. Number one, if you field correctly, not only are you going to get more points by setting up more fields, but there's also a lot of other benefits along with fielding correctly as well. So you get more points, you're going to get more actual fields towards your mind controller badge, you're going to get more links towards your connector badge, and then it's going to be the same amount of mind units in the end. So it's not like you lose anything. It's not like creating a bunch of tiny fields is worse than creating a big field. And then also, when you throw a link from a portal, it acts like a little shield almost. So you can put shields on portals, but if you throw a link from a field, or if you throw a link from a portal, or if you get a field off of it, or anything that has a link going out, it's actually going to lower the amount of damage that portal takes if someone from the opposing faction attacks it. So you're going to have 1 link will give you 16% mitigation, 2 links will give you 28%, 3 links 37%, 4 links 43, 5 links 48, 6 links 51, 7 links 53% mitigation, and 8 links going out from a portal will give you 55% mitigation. So half of that attack can be absorbed just because you have links going off of those fields, and those links cannot be just knocked off with a single weapon. The only way that those links are going to disappear is if your portal loses so many resonators that there is only 2 or less resonators missing or left. So if someone kills 6 resonators on there, those links will drop off, and then you'll lose that damage mitigation. But usually it's too late already on that. But it's an amazing thing, because shields, someone fires a weapon, it can just get knocked off there. But links are incredibly hard to kill and can give you amazing mitigation on there. So to link appropriately, there's just a couple rules that are kind of for the community as a whole. Please follow them. Just no douche linking. What is a douche link? A douche link is where you throw a really, really long link and you aren't planning on making a giant field. Why is this bad, Colin? I threw a link, I got the points for it, it's going to be great, it's going to prevent the other team from being able to throw their own links. Yes, but then your team can't throw any links too. Remember, it doesn't matter which side it is. If it's your own side, you still can't throw a link over there. So someone might be working on something and you just threw this giant link. It's not going to do them any good, and they're not just going to be able to kill it with a simple XMP burster. So you just made a lot of a headache for your team. So my general recommendations, if you're in a downtown area, no links over 300 meters, give or take. That's really actually considered long. That's a long, long link, even in a downtown area. If you're maybe more of a suburban area, don't try to not really pass over a kilometer. That's pretty long as well. And then if you're in an area that's maybe more rural, try to not pass like a 5 kilometer area. I'm sure that you guys all have your own rules. Kind of post them in the comments below what you feel is too long of a link. A lot of people still say 300 meters is too long in a downtown, but kind of post what you believe is the maximum link that you should have in given areas down below, and leave your voice. But that's definitely, I would say, not longer than that. You can end up messing up things for your team and preventing other people on your team from getting points. So, how far can you link? That's a good question. Well, that depends. So if you want to make a field, if you want to create a link, it depends on the level of the portal. So you click on your portal, you see level 2, you're going to have around about a mile and a half, give or take, that you can toss it. If you're on level 4, it's about 25 miles, and if you're on a level 8, it's about 400 miles that you can toss it. So the larger the portal, or the higher the portal level, the longer that you can throw that link. But once again, please try to not throw douche links. Be a kind and courteous Ingress player, and unless you're creating a field, don't go for 400 kilometers, for God's sake. There's no good thing that's going to come from that, aside a little stat that doesn't really matter for you as far as longest link for distance. So now, you've created links, you're trying to create a field, but you're in an area with a lot of portals. There's super dense. I actually have an example up here for you. This is an area locally called the International Peace Gardens. There's over 60 portals in the equivalent of about 1.5 square blocks. It is very portal dense, and if you field it correctly, you can do amazingly. You can actually get about 97 fields in there. If you do it wrong, though, you won't get as many points, and it won't do as well. So we're going to cover how to field an area correctly. So to start off with, let's say that you've just taken over this entire area. It's now for your faction. I actually went out and did this earlier tonight to show you exactly how this is done on screenshots here. So you see that we've got this area. It is taken over for my faction, and everything is fully deployed so that I can fully link everything in there. Now, where do I start? I've gone around as I was deploying. I hacked it once, so I have a key for most of the portals on there. So what I like doing, and this is, everyone has their own strategies. This is my personal one that works the best, I've found. I head to one that's in a little bit, just one in from the edge, not necessarily right on the edge, in this dense cluster, and I'm going to just kind of start shooting off spokes, as you can see in those graphics. I just link to one portal, and you want to make sure it is the closest portal possible. This allows you to create little tiny fields and have more fields. Shoot for tiny triangles. That is what you want, is a tiny triangle, the tiniest of triangles possible. You want a tiny triangle so tiny that if you were to call it a midget, it would be offended at you, because it'd be like, I'm just a little triangle. So you want to make sure that you have a tiny triangle as possible. So shooting off just to the nearest one. If you're passing another portal in order to shoot off a link to that, that's too far. You're going to end up missing some valuable points in the long term, and also not going to have as strong of a portal if someone attacks it. So we shoot off spokes all there around as much as possible. You might not have the keys for everyone. Don't worry. You're not going to field this all in one pass. It's going to take a couple passes. Then I just kind of walk around along to the next one, to just a little bit to one that it links to at the end, and I just kind of shoot off spokes again as possible to the closest ones. You just kind of walk around like that, and it creates this little kind of like mishmashed spider web of various little things. You're gonna have little kind of tiny hazardous links that don't form any fields right now, but that's just the start. And there's a reason I do this. Some people might disagree with this strategy. The reason I do this is because once I've gone all the way around, if you look at that graphic right there, once you've gone all the way around, not only do you have about half your links in place, give or take, or at least a third of them, but also you've created your own blockers. So all of a sudden you can't accidentally throw something all the way across and end up messing up what you're doing. So you've basically created your own little blocking links on it. So you have this little winding web. Now that you've gone all the way through there, it's going to take you usually in most areas at least the 5 minutes-ish, so you're going to be able to hack it again. On this next pass, you just kind of hack a little bit, and you fill in those areas like you'll see there. So you just kind of fill it in, trying to make what fields you can on there. And then when your third pass through, you'll just kind of be able to fill out pretty much the rest of the fields. There's not too much left to do at that point in time. You'll have a link here or there that isn't taken care of, but for the most part, you'll have most of it filled out. You might still have a few gaps after this. When you're doing fielding, remember, be smart with your keys. So let's say that I have two portals I'm trying to connect. One of them has already kind of been a hub, and it has a lot of things going out of it, and there's really only this one other link I'm going to create to this portal here, but this portal has 4 other portals it needs to link to. Well, I want to make sure that if I have keys to both of these, I am linking this portal that still has other things that needs to be linked to this one, because I'm going to use the key to the one that has every other link already filled up. I'm still going to have the key to be able to link these ones in and be able to get into that one. So it's smart keying. If for some reason you run out of keys, this occasionally does happen. You can go through 4 passes. It is being key stingy. It is not giving you keys when you hack to the amount that you need. It's actually really simple. Drop a heatsink in one of those mod slots. So click on it, click mod, and put a heatsink. Just a common one will do. It resets your entire hack account. So you might have burned it out by hacking it 4 times, but it'll actually reset it instantaneously. So you can immediately hack it, get that key that you need to finish up that last little bit, and you can have a nice, perfectly fielded area like this one right here. So like I said, this is going to be 97 fields that were obtained by this, and remember, it's a little over 1,500 points per field. So in the course of, it took me about an hour and a half to do all this, between killing it, stopping back in my car because my hands are freezing cold because it's February in Utah. It's a little cold here, even with global warming. So stopping, warming up my hands, going back out there, filling it through on passes 2 and 3. It took me about an hour and a half total, and I was able to get not only these 97 fields, which is enough for almost a bronze mine controller, actually more than a bronze mine controller. Connectors will get you really close to some badges at the beginning levels, but also you're going to get over 150,000 points from destroying and deploying and then linking and fielding. I probably got around 450,000 points on this one. There's probably something in your area, if you're in a large city, that is very similar to the International Peace Gardens that you can link up like this and have a wonderful time, explore the area, see a lot of things, and get a lot of points and have a lot of fun. And remember, linking appropriately, fielding appropriately is key. One bad link in here, I would have gone from 97 fields probably down to 87 just with one bad link, and that would have cost me at least 15,000 points as far as fielding, and also those field and those connectors. So remember, go for tiny triangles. They're gonna have to be portals you're linking to that are fully deployed. Don't throw any long links either unless you're creating a specific field for it. Be kind to your other players. Fielding 101. It's relatively both simple and complicated. You'll get the hang of it if you screw up a little bit at first. Don't worry. It's not the worst thing that can happen. So here's what I want you guys to do. I don't care if you're an experienced player who fields really well. I don't care if you are an incredibly advanced or a bare new player. I want you guys to take this information, try to create the tiny triangles. I want you to take a screenshot before you field a really dense area that shows not only your mine units captured, but your number of fields. And then I want you guys to field this area as best as possible. That whatever area is in your local area that's really dense like this, make sure it's an area that's going to give you at least 20 fields for me to count this as your field work. And then whoever take a screenshot afterwards, whoever has the lowest ratio, or actually if you have less than 2 MU per field, then congratulations. I'm going to put your name in the video description. You're also going to receive a shout out on a future video as well. So get out there, create lots of nice tiny fields, create them correctly, have fun, get a lot of points, get your connector badges, get your mine controller badges. For Ingression, I'm Incredible Hulk.